I'm so happy that my ex-wife is miserable. 3 years ago I am 48, found out my wife, 46F, was having an affair. She met a guy at work and came home one day telling me she was in love with him, no longer loved me and wanted a divorce. This was a guy she'd only known for 3 months at the time. She and I had been together since we were in our 20s. We have 3 kids, M28, M26 and 23F. Well, I tried to fight for my marriage and didn't want a divorce, but she simply would not stop seeing this guy. After one weekend where she disappeared from Friday afternoon to Sunday night, I ended up throwing her out of the house. She immediately moved in with this guy. The only excuse she ever gave me was, "I never wanted to hurt you, but there's just something about this guy, and I deserve to be happy." That was it. That was the depth of her reasoning for throwing everything we built together away. We ended up finalizing our divorce in early 2022. Although I had very hard feelings toward her, I faked it enough to get pretty favorable divorce terms from her. It seemed she was so eager to be with her dream man that she didn't have time for a long divorce. So in the end I got to keep my pension and the house, which I had bought from my grandmother. I did have to give her half of my 401k, however. The effect on our kids was pretty devastating. All 3 of them took it very hard. My oldest son told her that if she chose this man he'd never have a relationship with her again. As of right now, neither of our sons has a relationship with their mother. Our daughter does talk to her from time to time, but their relationship is very strained to say the least. My daughter is a very kind person and she tries, but she usually ends her conversations with her mother even more upset than when they started. About 4 months after the divorce, my ex contacted me out of the blue. She told me she had made a terrible mistake and asked if she could come home. Her dream man turned out to be an alcoholic who she says is verbally abusive and wasted all of her money. I used this opportunity to tell her exactly what I thought of her as a person, a wife and a mother. I told her this was her life now and to deal with it. I told her she no longer had a home at this house and to never contact me again. Then a few things happened over the last year that have driven her to start trying to contact me again. First off, I met someone. My sister introduced me to a friend of hers who is also divorced, and she and I hit it off. We've been seeing each other since last summer, and while we've agreed that neither of us wants to get married again, we are together. Once my ex heard about this, she once again tried to contact me, but I ignored her. My son also got married and didn't invite his mother. She again contacted me to try to get me to intervene on her behalf. I told her I would talk to him, but I never did. Secretly, I feel like she deserves all the pain she's feeling when it comes to our kids. She destroyed our family without so much as an afterthought. Too bad, so sad. Now she recently told our daughter that she finally broke it off with the dream man because she could take his drinking and total lack of responsibility. He wasted her half of the 401k that I had to give her. He also totaled her car driving drunk. This from a man in his 40s. Again, she knew this guy for 3 months and torpedoed our whole family for him. On the face of it, I act like I feel sorry for her, but inside I really delight in the fact that she's so unhappy. Call me evil or whatever, I don't care. She brought this on herself and it serves her right. I actually had to sit there one Saturday night while she got ready for a date with this guy and laughed on the phone with her friend about how awkward our living situation was. I lived in hell for over a year because of her. Wait until she finds out our son and his wife are going to have a baby later this year. Maybe if she had been able to keep her legs closed, she'd get to meet her grandchild. Enjoy your shitty 1-bedroom apartment and your broken down used car. Me and my new partner will think of you when we're on vacation in Hawaii this summer. Hawaii was the trip my ex and I always planned to take once our daughter finished college. Maybe I'll send her pictures.
See, this is the importance of arming men with the knowledge of what's out there, of how women can be, and if you, let's say, because of majority of divorce is filed by women, 80% or more is probably what most women are. How they are emotional, and they base their decisions, their actions on emotions, not logic. So here's a wife of many years, 3 adult kids, and she now all of a sudden she wants to leave her husband because she wants to be happy. It's ridiculous that women base such huge life decisions and destroy a family because of fleeting moments of happiness or delusions of happiness. Because you gotta think, why would you even be with a man so long if you weren't ever happy, right? Why would you have 3 adult kids if you are never happy with a person? Happiness is fluctuating. It fluctuates. You could be happy one moment, sad the next, angry the next, happy again. It's that, that's why women are delusional, irrational, and ruled by their emotions. because there's no logic in destroying a solid family just because you have these butterflies from this other man, you know. And then they always think the grass is greener. Oh, I'm not worried because there's always men out there I can get, right? So you always think, okay, this life is semi-perfect or kind of perfect, you know, good husband, good kids. So hell, this guy's giving me butterflies. I think I could get another good relationship. So I'm not scared of destroying this relationship that I already built for years because I'm deluded in thinking I can build another one. It's not that hard. This is why I want to share these videos and why I want to, have people know, men especially know what's going on out there, what women are like, how they operate, what they think. Because it is amazing that you will pick a man, be with a man, have kids with a man, married a man, and say that you weren't happy. It's ridiculous. And then destroy it because you want happiness. It's just crazy.
I'm 40 years old and I feel like dating is 8 zillion times worse than like high school or like my 20s. And let me tell you something, dating in my 20s was a disaster. It was horrible. Men were awful. Boys were awful. And this is so much worse. It is so much worse. What happened to you guys between, 18 and 40? I don't understand.
I heard people come here to find their wives.
Yeah, the people who are probably losers, to be honest.
Oh shit, I'm getting tagged a lot in this, and I'm out in Thailand right now. Hey, there's a lot of fun things to do out here in Thailand besides just looking for a wife. People here are fun and friendly. They have a beautiful culture, amazing food. You can live like a king for like $2,000 a month. I'm traveling the world right now. I'm a single guy and dating, so I have an experience, and it's absolutely the truth that it's better. I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to say. It's the inconvenient truth you guys don't want to hear. Hey! Hey, we're out here having fun, living our best lives, and if you think you're gonna stop us with some middle school disses about, oh, you're a loser, you got another thing coming. It's also super arrogant to think everyone around the world wants to be in America so badly, like we're the best. This is actually a festival in Thailand where we pretend we're in Chicago, except with water guns. Hey! Follow me, I got good shit!
Men that put their hands on people need to be held accountable. Men that put their hands on women need to be held accountable regardless of what kind of woman that woman is. Do not put your hands on her. And I'm saying this because I'm hearing rumblings of people who are saying that we should stand by black men and that this should be taken less seriously because it is a woman.
Or you saw any evidence before you saw any actual accusations. Like the day that this story actually broke, you made this video here.
Jonathan! Major fumbler, man. Major fumbler.
You ain't even really wait for anything to tear another black man down. You just kind of did it for the fun of it. I'm really happy that you got like your 38,000 likes or whatever, and I'm really happy that you got people in the comments just rooting for it as well. What they're arguing is whether or not it happens. Like the videos that you're making presuppose that it did happen and that we should stand with her. And if it did happen, I think that it's pretty common sense to say that most people would stand with the victim, but we have to actually prove whether or not they are a victim. It's just a lot easier for you to save face and say, hey, like that's not right, as if that's like a follow-up to the fact that you were spreading unconfirmed claims before for the clout. And I'm of the belief that we don't know what happened. We don't really have evidence to support her story. We have evidence to actually support his story so far that we've seen. But even then, at the end of the day, until we see all of the evidence, until the trial actually happens, we don't know what happened that night definitively. But you made the choice to support one side of the story simply because you knew it'd get you clout. It was funny, don't get me wrong, the video that you made was funny. I chuckled at it, but you didn't really give a fuck about the human being behind the video that you were making. For not even a second did you think maybe he's innocent. Like, no, you just cast your judgment on him because you read a story that said he might have done something.
Watch his stitch. It's amazing, right? And he speaks common facts and common moralistic intelligence, because you gotta think, right? We've turned into a mob that constantly now thinks people are guilty and they must prove themselves innocent. And it's not about whether he's guilty or innocent. It's that it's not our responsibility to just judge people before knowing the truth, right? We are literally destroying this man's life or contributing to it by spreading these news, by spreading these rumors, because they're still rumors. Nothing is proven yet. So I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent. I'm saying that we are not judge and jury and executioner. And by what people do, by the, spreading these talking points, these accusations, this story that, oh, you know what, we should believe the victim. We should just automatically believe the victim. He's automatically guilty. Then it's ruining this man's life. Even, right, if he's proven innocent, it don't matter anymore because his career, his reputation, his future is already tainted and most likely ruined. So even before he's been proven whatever, he's already suffering for it by, companies and agencies not wanting to deal with any kind of backlash, whether innocent or guilty. They just don't want to deal with that stigma. And I believe this is the disgusting nature of human beings, where we are perceiving ourselves as high and mighty, and we are making ourselves as judge, jury, and executioner, because we are just destroying people by just pushing these no evidence rumors, right? It's still a rumor. It's still not even sustained yet. It hasn't even gone to court yet, right? So we're just pushing this narrative that he did it, and we shouldn't care if he's not, if he didn't do it. It's just, I'm seeing more and more of the destruction of this man's life when he has yet to go to court. It's the difference when, if he did it and it's been proven he's guilty, then yeah, things should fall down on him. But why rush to judgment? Why rush to destroy a man's life when there could be a chance that he didn't do it, but the fallout is still the same? He will still be ruined. No, you're not gonna come back from this like better again. So it's just sad.
Never date a single mom if she has an excellent baby father, because good baby daddies who take care of their kids always have a place inside their baby mama's bedrooms, just off the strength that he's a good man and the mother is most likely the one who ruined the relationship. Additionally, the kids will never be loyal to you. Never date a single mom if she has a waist trainer with no gym membership. This means she is lazy. If she wear her ponytail high on the top of her head, this means she is controlling. If she has on Gucci but her kids' sneakers are pro kids, this means she is selfish. If she has more than one baby father, this means she is reckless. If she wears oversized flip-flops, this means she will steal your belongings. If her bonnet has hanging threads, this means she's a hoarder. If her eyelashes are longer than 8 millimeters, this means she's very loose. If she has cooking grease on the burners of the stove, she's careless. So, stay away from women who are lazy, controlling, selfish, reckless, thieves, hoarders, loose, and careless. See you on the next.
I don't know what to do anymore. I'm homeless. In my car with my 2 kids. I don't know what to do. I don't want any money from anybody. I don't want help from anybody. But life is so fucking hard right now. I'm just trying to get my kids stability. It's just not working. I feel like ever since my husband left, it's been hell. How is that fair to us? How is it fair that he left and he gets to live happy and he gets to be with somebody else and have a new family while his family sits on the street?
I want to say that I'm sympathetic to her, right? And that man that she supposedly called her husband is terrible. But at the end of the day, I will say it. It's about accountability. You can only control your actions. I seriously doubt she was really married to the man, because in 99% of the cases, if a man leaves, divorce you, you will get something. It don't make sense that she's kicked out of the house, has nothing, has no child support, that don't make sense. It really doesn't. And so I question her story, the story's authenticity. You know, I think the problem is society that we don't teach women how to pick men. We don't, right? We don't teach women to actually see red flags, to actually understand accountability. Because every action has consequences, good or bad. She chose a man that supposedly she thought was worthy enough to have 2 kids with and supposedly be married to, which I still question. It is 100% her doing because you chose that man. I mean, rarely does a man just flip a switch and be completely 360 different. You have to see the signs. You have to see this is the type of man. Again, I'm not saying that she deserved being homeless with her kids. That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that we need to teach women to pick men on morals and character. Not just because, oh, he's charming, he's good looking, he's financially well endowed, you know, he's well endowed in other areas. Like, it's so superficial, right? And it doesn't prove what kind of person you are. I 100% doubt that he actually showed her that he was a moral guy. I really don't. And you can see her other videos, what type of woman she is. So you can see what type of woman she would go, what type of man she would go for. And that's the thing where women need to be more concerning, right? Of the man they choose to become fathers. Because 100% it's in a woman's control who becomes a father and who doesn't. I'm sorry, but after 2 children and a marriage, I seriously doubt that this man just flipped the switch. I think he was a womanizer. He was a low moral guy to begin with.
I question for you, Brian. You said that's not body shaming. He's saying don't get too fat.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that's not body shaming?
Well, we bring up a good point. Society tends to be fat phobic.
It's not fat phobia. It's not even a social construct. Being overweight on its face is unhealthy. I was
body
saying
shaming
literally
because-
what he said. Advising someone to not get too fat is not body shaming. And by the way, the body shaming movement originally was about things that were out of your control, not about weight, which is in your control.
To a degree.
Body shaming had to.
Hyperthyroidism.
I do
But
have
you guys
hypothyroidism.
body shame guys who are short all the time.
Body shaming originally was about people who had scars and things that they couldn't control, like a deformity. That's what body positivity was originally about. It wasn't about weight.